What is up, y'all? I've got Jeffroz Fish Keeping in the house today, and we are super excited to bring you another edition of Wednesday What is Up? I'm excited to have Jeffroz on today because this guy knows his streaming. This guy has just increased from 2 to 3 streams a day. He's got, I think, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. He can correct me if I'm wrong there. But I've got my 1 week's growth of beard to celebrate Jeff on. I've got my Cardinals jersey on. I hope he doesn't mind Albert Pujols because it's an Albert Pujols jersey. And I've got my broccoli in my tank right behind me, which the Plecos have been ignoring, but the tiger barbs and the clown loaches, the baby clown loaches love it. So without further ado, let's get Jeffroz on here. Jeff, how you doing today, my friend?
Doing just fine, man. It looks like you got the machine jersey on. I like that. I like that. And got the the broccoli going on in there.
Well, you know, we had to I'm having a little problem with the chat. Okay. We had to, you know, do some Jeffroz specialty thing.
What's the wife think of the beard?
It's a little prickly for her, but I don't know. I've actually been watching This Is Us a lot lately. I don't know if you know that show.
No, I've never watched that one.
Jack's got a mustache. I'm thinking about shaving and just going old, like 70s mustache.
Yeah.
That goes. So let's get into the chat here. We've got 13 folks in the house so far. 17 all of a sudden. Okay. Fish Keeping Jamaica is here. Hello, Fish Keeping Jamaica. We've got Petsatix. Yeah.
I always call it Petsotics. That's what I always say.
Well, he got 100 subs today, earlier on Rob 93's channel. So I just want to say congrats to that. Trevor Mahai Plecos is here. Joseph J.H. Aquatics is here. Dank Tanks is here. We've got some regulars from the Jeffroz channel. Sergeant Dank is here. Hello, Jeremy. I think it's my first time seeing you on this stream. Welcome. Real Thing for You Fish Tanks is here. Pam 54 Punchy is here. JCP Aquatics is here. He's one of my new subs. I've been subbed to him for a little while, but he's starting to get some good stuff out. Mob Guppy. Mob Guppy's trying to get some folks to send in little 2-minute clips, and he's going to be putting some fish fan videos together. Melvin's Aquatic Empire. Hello, Melvin. Insightful Fish Keeping. Hello, Daryl. Hello. Rob 93 is in the house. Let's go. The JQ channel, Joe. How are you? Thanks for coming in, my friend. Aqua Funk with Angel Freak. Jason, congratulations. Jay has hit 1,000 subs today. Congratulations on the milestone, my friend. My prediction is in 1 year today, you will hit 5,000. Terry Lindsay is in the house today. Terry Lindsay is a coworker of mine. And we've got some little
future fish tubers.
We've got some future fish tubers here. This is my son Ben, and that's my daughter Amelia.
Hi.
And that's Rylan and Jaden.
Hi YouTube. Hi YouTube.
You want to say hi to YouTube. And Ben, so this evening, sorry Amelia, I don't want to block you. I was frying up some bacon because we're making BLTs. And of course, I was watching Jeffroz live stream. And Ben, noticed in your banner, you're holding a watermelon with a gold nugget. And a gold nugget is one of the new additions to this tank right behind me. And he was asking me, how many gold nugget Plecos does Jeff have?
I have 0 gold nugget Plecos. Zero.
He's just a fan of them.
There you go, Ben.
Yeah.
And Ben was telling me, because I had to step away for a moment, that Jeff's favorite was the L182.
Right.
And he asked me what that was, so I showed him pictures of that Starlight, which is beautiful, which I believe you got from My High Plecos.
Yeah, I did. I definitely got those from him, yeah. And they are really growing up, and they've all lost their stripe on their tail and their top fin, and really a gorgeous, gorgeous Pleco.
So that's the difference between the 183 and the 182, right? The 183.
Right, yeah. The 183, they just turn black. They lose their starlight pattern, and then they keep a stripe on their tail and their top fin. And the 182s, they lose that stripe and keep the starlight pattern. So I've got both, and I love them both. But man, that starlight pattern, it's just amazing in real life. You know, it looks like 3-dimensional. It's pretty cool.
Well, Trevor over at Mile High Plecos tells me that the real Pleco breeder or collector likes the 182 because they're more difficult to find.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Even though the 183 is more desirable because he thinks because it's more common. But I'm with you. I like the 182.
Right. Yep, they're nice. Can't wait to breed them someday.
Yeah. Well, he was telling me that they're a little bit difficult to breed. Maybe you need to replicate the Blackwater setup he was saying.
Right.
Not sure. Let's jump back into the chat here for a second and say hi to everyone else. We've got Lisa's Aquatics. I've seen Lisa on a few streams today. We've got a deal in the house. We have got Aquarium Thoughts. Hello, thanks for stopping in, my friend. And we've got Carbon Really. We've got Mel, the Hawaiian Peacock, is here. Hello, Mel. Aloha. Learning to Fish Keep. Cameron, hello. Thank you for stopping in, my friend. And that, Dr. Shasimi Aquatics. Hi, if you had a hard time with saying my name, I don't have a problem with that. So you can just call me Dr. S if you want. I believe it's Dr. Shasimi, but I will call you Dr. S if I'm butchering that. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeff, you started YouTube a few years back, but you were not doing fish keeping to start. I know, like, your biggest video's got 30,000 views, and it's about catfish bait. And then you got a bunch of other stuff on motorcycles, motorcycle mechanics, and things like that. What made you switch over to fish keeping?
Well, I'll tell you what. The passion was there. And, you know, there was like 1 month that first year that I YouTubed that I did a video every day. Like March of that first year that I did YouTube videos, I made a video every day, but it was really, really difficult to come up with content because, you know, teenage kids, you know, there was one video we did where we cut the roof off of my daughter's car and turned it into a convertible, you know, and we had fun making that video, but there's only so many times that you can make a video like that, you know, and you just kind of run out of content and teenagers get bored at it. And it's like, you can only make fishing videos in the summertime, you know. I mean, I guess you could probably ice fish or something like that. But, yeah, I was just kind of running out of content. And I had some aquariums. And, like, every year I come up with a goal at the end of the year, sometime around the New Year's time. And I start looking at my channel and what happened this year. And I start looking into the next year and everything. And I was looking, and I think at that time at New Year's, this last January, I had made like 15 fish keeping.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was like the fish fam is really awesome. I'm hearing some feed.
I'm hearing it all of a sudden too now.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay, that's weird. But then it went away.
Now I can hear myself. I'll go with it as long as it kind of makes me hard to think. But so where was I? So at the beginning of the year, I was like, the community in the fish fam, for lack of a better term, they're supportive. They're there for you.
Super supportive.
I talk to them on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Videos that I was making before, the people that were into those videos, they're not there to support it.
Yeah.
You know? So I felt like if I had it growing, an easier way to come up was to just go 100% full-fledged, and it was the best decision.
Well, I'm glad. We're glad that you made that decision. I mean, you're one of the pillars, especially in the streaming community, having 3 streams on a week. But
Right.
you got one of the best streams out there. So we are getting a little bit of feedback again. Sorry to cut you off there, Jeff. I'm not sure if it's happening on both sides or if it's just happening over on your side or what's going on. But well, hopefully that will clear its.
Maybe I can
turn it
down a little bit.
Aquafunk says somebody has another device on. So maybe that could be possibly what's going on. But someone pause your chat screen. That's what Jeremy says. I wonder if we're good now. Are we good now? I think we're good. My eye says that this stream makes him feel like he's on drugs.
Are they do?
Well, your echo. It's when Jeff speaks. That's what I'm getting on here.
So
do you have your laptop on?
No, I have nothing.
On. Okay. It just started too. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll try and power through. We'll try to power through. If it gets bad, then we'll figure something out.
It's on Jeffroz side. To me, it feels like it's on our side.
Oh, okay.
That's what it feels like.
Huh. Okay. Anyway, let's hop back. I just got one more quick question about your past YouTube history. The one with the 30,000 views. How do you get 30,000 views in a video, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
I think in February when they took my monetization away and changed it to where you had to have 1,000 subscribers and what 4,000 hours or whatever it was. When they took that away from me, that video was almost a year old, and it only had 600 views.
Wow.
So from February to now, October, it gained around 30,000.
Wow.
So I think what YouTube did, this is just me, superstition, yada, yada, yada.
Helped you out?
I think they pushed it out there, and it was a perfect timing because that was when fishing was starting and everything.
Yeah.
And it just went out there and kind of viral.
Cool.
Once I saw it start growing, I did go and do some channel tags.
Yeah. Cool. Well, your channel's grown a lot too in the last year. I think I started watching around January, February, and it's grown. And your editing is getting more detailed and all that stuff. And the Pleco Versus series, that's my favorite series that you got. That's how I found you, actually.
Right. That was a big that was a big deal for me.
I found you through Googling Pleco stuff, and then from there I subbed you and started jumping on some of your live streams, and here we are.
Right.
So we have got Hugh Prolific Breed. He's in the house, and Terry Lindsay says sadly he cannot hear Jeff due to the feedback. That sucks, man. I don't know what's going on over on that side. Okay, Cameron from Learning to Fish Keep says maybe unplug your mic and plug it back in.
Okay.
Maybe we'll try that. Aquarismo is in the house here.
Is that echo?
It doesn't echo, but I can't hear you that well. Let's hear you now.
All right.
Okay, I can hear you clear now.
Well, I heard myself.
Okay. Actually, now you're kind of going in and out again.
Yeah.
Rob's Loaches is here. He's just stopping in to say hi. If you're not familiar with Rob's Loaches, if you ever go on the Lucky Schmucks channel, Ryan does a tour of Rob's fish room. It's a crazy fish room. You should check out that video. Hugh says Friday Fish Flex. I think you need to mute when Jeff's talking. Okay, maybe I'll try that. So, hey, Jeff, you say something, and I'm going to mute my microphone.
All right. So I don't hear my feedback anymore, but then I can't hear you, of course.
So I'll just have to jump on and off, I think, because I heard you just fine. Yeah, and then it kind of went back. Okay, let's get into the chat here. Fish Tropic says, "You are good, Jeff is bad." I think he means the same. Jeff, how many tanks have you got going right now?
Okay. So right now, I think I counted the other day, 34 tanks up and running.
Have you got any idea of how many gallons that is?
I haven't counted gallons in a long time, but it's up there. I mean, but it's probably not as high as what you would think, because I keep a lot of small tanks. I mean, I've got like 355 gallons and 150 gallon, but other than that, you get down to, you know, I've got like 3 40-gallon breeders, and then I've got a couple of 30s, and then a few 20s, and then a bunch of 10s, you know.
And what's your favorite tank?
Ugh. I'm really digging the 20 longs. I've got a couple of 20 longs set up right now.
I love 20 longs.
Yeah, they're awesome. I've got one of them set up as a shell dweller tank, and then I've got another one set up for some crystal shrimp. And I really like that 20 long platform. But I like my frag tank. I'd always wanted a frag tank, and I finally got one of those recently, and I really like it a lot as well.
You got the frag tank, eh? So you're trying out. Uh-oh, now I hear my audio's bad. Okay, now I think we're okay. The frag tank, so you're trying the salt water thing?
No, those low boys, you know, you call them frag tanks, you call them low boys or whatever. That platform really works good for growing coral and stuff like that. So that's why slang word for it is like a frag tank or whatever.
Oh, okay, cool. So I realized how to fix this sound thing. So as long as I turn on mute my microphone when you're talking, everything's good. And then once I turn it on, if I don't speak for a couple seconds, then it works fine. That's kind of weird, but anyway, that's what's happening today. Now it's not working so well. Okay, I had a little bit of sad news actually this evening. Came down, I dropped my broccoli in my 220-gallon here, and I had a dead fish. And unfortunately, it was a dead super red. I bought a trio of these about 4 months ago, and a male and 2 females. And the male and one of the females, they were doing awesome, but one of the females stayed small, and that was the one that died today. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I bought 6 super reds to begin with, and I lost 2 of them just out of the blue. And yeah, it stinks. It happens.
Sorry about the pauses in between, but I want to make sure my microphone's working.
No problem.
So you also had a video that came out recently when you were showing basically that you had nowhere to sleep in your house because you have got so many tanks going on now. I think my favorite one is the low boy that's behind you. How do you get your ideas for your YouTube videos? Do you just kind of whatever's going on, or do you specifically do something to make a YouTube video about?
Yeah, whenever I first started full-fledged fish keeping, I thought out my name and everything, because my channel name before this was Jeffroz. It was just Jeffroz, and that's my nickname. I grew up in southern Missouri, down in the Ozarks, and that was just my nickname growing up, was Jeffroz. And I thought, you know, I'm just your average everyday fish keeper. I'm no wizard. I'm no scientist, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I thought fish keeping, you know, I'm just going to take you guys on a journey of my fish keeping. And when I order fish and I unbox them, I'm going to video it. Whenever I start a new tank, I'm going to video it, you know, and that's basically what I do. And another thing, if you really think about it, when you have 35 aquariums going, there's a lot going on all the time. I mean, there's something going on at all times. I mean, by the time I get done doing this video, 35 videos ago, I showed you my shrimp tank. You know what I mean? Like, it's really easy to come up with content.
Yeah, there's so much stuff out there that you can do. Trevor's just saying that his res won't die on me. Well, Trevor's been trying to get me to buy his Plecos, which I would love to buy, but the $100 shipping fee into Canada is a little steep for me. So I'm trying to think of some ideas because, I mean, I'm not far from the border. If I got something shipped to Washington, I just got to find a place in Washington that I can get it shipped to, that I can then go down and maybe that's going to work, that I can go down and I can pick something up. But we'll see. I mean, I'd mentioned Bob's talking about selling rainbows, and he said he's not going to ship, but he's saying maybe we could work something out if I went down there. Maybe I could, you know, kind of get Bob in the mix, and because I think he's been talking to Trevor as well about picking up some starlights or something like that.
Cool.
So does anybody have some questions for Jeff? Because I know a lot of these folks that are on my channel here, I don't normally see them on Jeff's live stream, which means maybe you haven't checked out Jeff's channel before. Jeff has got a lot of shrimp, a lot of plecos, a lot of tanks, a lot of knowledge, and maybe you've got a YouTube question for him. Maybe you've got a fish keeping question for him. He had his Q&A chat on earlier today, and I know he would be happy to answer some questions if any of you had them. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jeff, what's next for you in fish keeping? What's your next purchase? Like your next big purchase?
Well, I'm in the shopping right now for shell dweller. I'm not really too set on any certain species or anything, but I've got a 20-gallon long set up, and I've got it fully ready to go. I'm leaning towards like some multis because it'll be my first shell dweller, and they're like a start, a good starter fish for the shell dwelling species. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Just got done purchasing some crystal shrimp. I'd never had any Caridina shrimp before. I've had those a little over a week now, or somewhere right around a week. So
did you do something special with the water?
Actually, I was thinking all along that I was going to have to do some RO water, but I don't really think that I'm going to. I've had that tank set up for about 3 weeks, and all of my parameters are right there, like within decimal points of what Rob keeps his at with RO water. And I've heard some
Rob Flip Aquatics.
Right. And I've heard some different people out there talking that you don't really necessarily have to do RO water, that you can do tap water, and I'm all about that. If you can do it without having to do something fake.
Well, me too, totally.
So yeah, I think I'm good to go with them.
Right on. We've got a question from the JQ channel here, Jeff. Any good recommendations for a 125-gallon canister filter?
Ooh, I haven't kept canister filters in a little over 20 years. I had a 125-gallon tank about 20 years ago, and I had a couple of large canister filters on that, but I am a hang on the back and sponge filter combination guy. And the biggest reason why is because I have 55-gallon or less tanks, and I don't really have to have a canister filter, you know. So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
there's
there's a
different
bunch
ones
of
out
different ones
there,
out
and
there.
you hear bad about each one, and you hear good about each one. So
I like the Fluva ones personally. Like I'd go FX5. 6 is a lot, but it's expensive, but it would definitely work well for you. We've got a question here, Jason Fish Tropic. He's wondering, what's your favorite kelp wafer?
my favorite kelp wafer. The only kelp wafer I've ever used is the North Fin kelp wafers.
Melvin says that his aquatic empire, he lost one of 3 saltwater fish, my blue-green cormus, because my water was cloudy and had ammonia spike because of the Ocean Nutrition Formula 2 flakes and formula pellets. That sucks, man. I do not know anything about saltwater, so I cannot help you on that one. Jeff, what Plecos breed easy? That's what Rob's Loaches.
Bristlenose Plecos are pretty easy. They're a pretty good beginner. So your common bristlenose, your albinos and super reds, any of your ancestress bristlenose Plecos, they're, to me, pretty easy.
I'd have to agree with you there, Jeff. I just moved a couple in a tank together, and 2 days later they had already had eggs, and they spawn after about 4 days or so.
Yep.
K-Town Reefer is in the house. K-Town, which is about Kelowna, which is about 4 hours from me. How are you, buddy? Jay Aquafunk is wondering, Jeff, why no bigger fish?
Well, that 125 I was talking about, I had about a 24-inch long pacu in there. And, you know, like I'm really heavy into live bearers. I've got like 5 different Inler strains. I've got a couple of different guppy strains. I've got swordtails. I've got platies. So I'm really live bearer heavy and Pleco and shrimp heavy. My son has got a 55-gallon community tank where we've got a bunch of different types of tiger barbs and clown loaches and bala sharks and iridescent sharks. I mean, he's got just tons of different types of fish in there. But like I did cichlids and different things like that years ago, and big fish years ago. I mean, you know, that pacu, the 125 was really small for him, and that's probably, you know, I had him a couple of years, but he was huge. I mean, 8 or 24 inches long, like 18 inches tall, you know. I mean, he was like this thick. I mean, he would eat a whole raw carrot in one setting and a whole can of green beans in one setting. And
that's awesome, man. Learning to fish keep, Cameron. Jeff, what's your favorite fish and or tank? Well, we know that you like the 20-gallon longs. What's your favorite fish?
Ooh. It'd probably be my Plecos. You know, I mean, I know I talk about it a lot, but that L182 is probably my favorite fish in the fish room. They're cool.
Super cool. Those are super cool. Okay, Mile High Plecos. Jeff, why are you so funny looking? Whatever, Trevor. For a guy that won't even go in front of the camera, come on, man.
Yeah, really.
Fish keeping Jamaica. Boiled snails would be great with roasted shrimp. Never eaten snails before, but I do love roasted shrimp. Melvin's Aquatics. What kind of fish do you keep, Jeff? And would you do a saltwater tank? Well, we kind of know what kind of fish Jeff keeps. Would you do a saltwater tank, Jeff?
I don't have any plans of doing a saltwater tank anytime in the near future. I don't have a want or a passion for saltwater. I think the fish, for the most part, are beautiful. I think a lot of the coral and stuff like that is beautiful. But, yeah, I just don't have no real drive to do that.
Okay, as I turn my microphone back on. Rob's Loaches. Jeff, favorite Loaches?
Boy, those coolie loaches are really cool. I've only ever kept the clown loaches, and I really love them, and their resale value is really awesome too. I mean, those big ones, they're really expensive. They're really cool looking. They're really like neat, but I've never kept anything other than that. But I like the coolie loaches too.
Clown loaches are my favorite fish. I do have a assortment of from large, medium to small. Actually, I like getting them small better because I find that when I buy a large one, which I recently bought in here, it hides all the time. But if I get them small and grow them out, then they stay active the whole time. Fish keeping Jamaica, do you do feeder fish, Jeff?
My son have a piranha that whenever he's gone on the weekend that he goes to his mom's every other weekend, and whenever he goes to his mom's, I'll put some of my platy juveniles in there with him, or like some zebra danios or something like that, some type of little feeder fish. But I don't do it when he's here because he names every single fish in the whole entire house, you know, so.
Okay. Here we go. Cameron's wondering, Jeff, how do you get a beard like that? I assume you just don't shave.
Yeah.
Aquafunk's wondering, are you following the chat, Jeff?
Yep.
Molem, can you explain that to me in layman's terms, and why is it beneficial for plecos?
Mom?
Yeah.
Mulm is a mixture of food and waste that's just, it collects at the bottom of the tank. And when a pleco or any kind of fry is at the beginning stages and they have troubles eating certain types of food, I mean, you know, plecos really hardly ever really eat any kind of, you know, micro worms or anything like that because they're a bottom feeder, you know, and so mulm is really beneficial. It's got a lot of really good nutrients and stuff like that for the babies when they're brand new, to really get a lot of good benefits out of. So yeah, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters what is in there.
Right on. Scrolling down, Terry Lindsay, how about Aquarium Co-op growing from 18K subs to 218 subs today? I think they had about 217 yesterday. Fish keeping Jamaica, we got to one of your questions. Sorry, my friend. We did ask the feeder fish question. Hey, Ben. Fish keeping Jamaica, just say, Rob, too much salt can lead to hypertension. Candy Overhauls, welcome. Candy Overhauls, the moderator extraordinaire, welcome. I don't believe I've seen you on one of the chats here before. My channel. Bam Aquatics, how are you? Bam Aquatics, now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe has been pairing up some with Maple Street Aquatics, and they've been doing some stuff together, which is really cool. Rob, have fun. Have a nice dinner with the lady, my friend. My High Pleco says his real name is Michael. I have a lot of YouTube names. I know. Everyone calls him Michael, Trevor. Okay. Scroll down here a bit. Michael, Trevor, Kevin. Yeah, Candy knows all about my highs as well. Ben's very disappointed that you don't have a gold nugget Pleco there, Jeff. My best investment for my Plecos is Wi-Fi camera so I can watch them at night, JCP said. That's interesting. I never thought about that before. Mine actually don't hide that often. I've got, in this tank here, I've got 5 different species. And I feed them, like when I feed them the cucumber, I feed them cucumber every couple of days, or yeah, every 2 days or so. And I always put it up at the front of the tank and it makes them come out. There, folks are wondering what kind of camera he's got here. And a lot of questions about saltwater. 55 Canadian. Jeff, have you ever heard of beardbrand.com? I saw that the founders were on Shark Tank and it reminded me of you.
Yeah, I've never Heard of them.
Fish Tropic, in your opinions, do you think YouTube is the best platform for the fish family? Jeff?
Boy, that's a tough question. I think any platform that we can all get together and communicate with one another is a good platform for us. You know, I don't think YouTube's going anywhere, so it is a good platform right now. I mean, I think Instagram is really great too. Instagram has grown a lot over the last year as far as the family goes.
I love Instagram.
Yeah, it really has grown a lot. So it's tough to say. I mean, Instagram, I can't drop a 30-minute Pleco breeding video though, you know.
But then you've got other things that you can do, like DM, direct message, and stuff like that. But you know what? I started really, you know, about maybe around a year ago, I really started watching. Didn't start my channel till the very end of January, but around a year ago this time is when I really started watching YouTube videos. Like before, I'd watch like Aquarium Co-op and Flip Aquatics, and then I started watching some Bob Steamfot stuff. But I didn't even know about, like when I first started, put my first few videos out, I didn't even know about the Fish Fam and all of the, I don't want to say smaller, but maybe not as well known channels. So if it wasn't for YouTube, I never would have found all you folks. So let's keep going down in here in the chat here. So definitely, yeah, my answer is I think YouTube for right now is definitely the best way. And we've got these live streams, and it's awesome. Sandy Rodriguez, greetings. New fish keeper here, just trying to learn a few things. Sandy, I've noticed you on some other channels as well, making some comments. So welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Bam Aquatic says, yes, they are pairing up. That's with Maple Street. SC Fish Keeping, you're late. You're never too late, my friend. What did you miss? Well, you missed a lot of questions that we've been directing towards Jeffroz, our guest here today. Dank also saying that we also call him loser. I assume he's referring to Mahi Plecos. Okay. Appreciate the support there, Aquafunk, on the likes. JH Aquatics just saying YouTube and Twitch. He's got a Twitch channel as well. Some of my buddies that are not fish tubers, but some of them have other YouTube channels, and they're pretty successful, like around the 7,000 to 10,000 sub range. But they're really getting into Twitch right now too. I haven't really looked into that, but they're saying especially for doing like fish keeping, if you hopped over there, there's not very many fish keepers over there apparently. So it might be a good time to hop over and try it. But I like doing the YouTube thing. And then it goes right down to SC Fish Keeping. Is there much of a fish keeping presence on Twitch? Apparently no. Fish Tropic's going to sign up to Twitch for Joseph there. Loser is rather harsh. I just call him Dip. Okay, how do I say that without accidentally saying that? Learning to fish keep. I have to get off for now. I'll catch you later, Fish Fam. Make sure everyone hits that like button. I appreciate you, Cameron. Cameron's here every Wednesday night. I appreciate you stopping in, as always, Cameron. Now, I don't think that, well, I hope that I didn't miss any channels. Jeff, did you see any questions in there that maybe didn't get answered by us?
Not that I'm noticing. Gosh, it seems like Melvin had said something earlier, though, that we didn't get, but I can't remember what it was.
As I'm scrolling back through here, Mile High Pleco says, F the FX6. I like it. I know some people, the video that I'm just working on right now is, I just got to finish. Well, actually, my wife wants to try editing this one because I've done all my videos just on iMovie, but she's taking this course because she works at a college, and she wants a chance editing it. So how to clean your FX6. It's not that bad, and I mean, I only do it every 2 months, so 6 times a year, and it takes me. I mean, it took me about an hour last time, but that's because I was filming it, trying to do it while I was filming it. So it's not that much work. And it's a great filter. Okay, here, let's go back down to the bottom here of the chat. Aquafunk would just like to thank everyone in the chat for being so respectful tonight. Appreciate that. JCP Aquatics loves his FX6. So you're more of a hang-on back filter kind of a guy. Do you have a specific brand, Jeff, that you like?
I love the Aqua Clear hang-on back filters. Yeah, I mean, I would say a canister filter, you could fit a lot more biomedia in it and stuff like that, you know, but I don't really need anything that big, you know. And plus, these things are quite a bit cheaper, you know. I mean,
yeah, so, for sure. So. I like the Aqua Clear 110 is like my favorite filter that I have. I have it running on the back of my 90-gallon. But I've got the Fluval ones too, like the C3, and I even though it's like the same like parent company as Hangin, right? I like the Aqua Clear one better than the Fluval ones. The Fluval one kind of jams up. It's got too much going on in it. I like just the basic Aqua Clear. But I'm also a fan of the sponge filter. I've got one in the corner of this tank right here, and I've actually got them in all my tanks except for one right now, just because I don't have one right now. But I don't run it exclusively in a tank, but I always have it, and I always hop them around for when I'm cycling and setting up new tanks. I find that the Plecos love eating off it. I've got a grow out tank upstairs that like newborn fry are just like pecking at constantly. And I run that with the hang-on back filters. This is the only tank I have that doesn't have a hang-on back filter on it. And I'm a huge fan. And for cost, like I buy the pumps for like $1 at the fish auction. And then like I bought like that's the biggest sponge right there. That's up to 75-gallon. I bought that at Aquarium Co-op for $10. Like so I could filter like a 55-gallon for $11. It's pretty crazy. What about heaters, Jeff? What kind of brand of heaters do you like?
Oh man, you would ask that. I keep the same ones, and I want to say they're Aqua Top. Gosh, yeah, I want to say they're Aqua Top, but I hate even saying that. They're like, golly, I hate that. I'm really bad too because I don't really pay attention to brands all that much. Like, you know, when it comes to clothes, I like to wear name brand clothes. You know what I mean? Like really truthfully.
Yeah, yeah.
But when it comes to stuff in the fish hobby, I don't fall for that Fluval $300 canister filter stuff. You know what I mean? I don't need $300 to filter a tank. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So my heaters aren't very expensive, but I do recommend always getting one that has a thermostat on it. And then on the Pleco ones, there's some of them out there that I got not too long ago that have like heater guards on them. And I recommend if you have a Pleco tank, get one with the heater guards, you know.
That's a good idea. I think there's a video. There's one that Aquarium Co-op recommended, and I can't think off the top of my head, but it's like a robot, and they had a good video about that. Also, TM Aquatics. He's a big Pleco guy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his channel.
Yeah.
Tom, yeah, he's got a good video about heater guards as well. We got a few questions, Jeff, so we'll go with SC Fish Keeping. He would like to know what your dream fish would be if money was no object.
I'd probably, if money was no object, I'd probably try to get some kind of really, I'll tell you, if money was no object, right now there's on Craigslist in my area, there's been like a 350 or 400 gallon. It's somewhere between 350 and 400 gallon frag tank that's like 9 foot long and like 6 foot deep and like, 18 inches tall. And it's a acrylic tank, and it comes with a steel stand. They want like $3,800 for it though. And I made some offers, like some low offers, but I'd probably fill that thing full of just the rarest of rare Plecos out there,
I'm with you. I'm a huge Pleco guy too, but I'd probably go great white shark.
Yeah.
Aquafunk is wondering what your plans are in 2019 as far as your fish room goes. I think we kind of went through some of your like next purchase kind of things. You don't have any major plans for next year, do you?
Well, what I'd like to do is maybe, since I get out of my bed and I bump into breeder boxes on a tank, I knocked a breeder box almost completely off of a tank earlier, and it actually knocked a crystal shrimp out onto the ground because I was bending over, and when I bent over, I stood back up and I backed up when I did, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I knocked into the breeder box with my back pretty hard, and it sloshed, and I did a count, and I looked around, and everybody looked good, but then I was like, oh, I'm one down, and I looked, and on the floor there was a crystal shrimp, and he did good for the first 2 or 3 hours after that happened, but I'm pretty sure he's expired. In between streams, I was looking, and he wasn't looking the best in the world, so I think I need to, this winter, during the cabin fever season, I need to get down into the basement and get my basement all cleared out and start my fish room down there. It's going to be a big job though, but that would probably be a project that I got going towards for the 2019. Because then what I kind of want to do is maybe start some auto water changes, some stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You got enough tanks for sure to start an auto water changing system. I only have 2 in this room here. I keep mine spread out throughout my house, but each to their own, right? Pam's dream fish would be one that would make her coffee in the morning. Good choice, Pam. Sandy's wondering, would either of you ever own a piranha fish? Why or why not? Just curious. When I was a kid, I had piranhas. I wouldn't own them again. They're too much maintenance. Like if you think African cichlids as far as aggression are too much maintenance by like moving the decor around and all that because they get very territorial. Piranhas are even worse. I'd come home, every so often, and one would just be picked to a skeleton. It's just, that's not what I'm into as far as fish wise. I like to look at the pretty fish and watch them swim around. Like clown loaches are my favorite, and I got tiger barbs and petricola catfish, and I'm really into plecos right now. I've got some archers swimming around up top here. Like I like the tiger barbs are as aggressive as I want to get right now. It makes your life easier, and yeah, I like one happy family. Jeff, what about you?
I totally agree with the piranha thing. And if you had a tank big enough, a cousin to the piranha is the pacu, and the pacu is a vegetarian type, cousin to the piranha. I mean, they got the razor sharp teeth, and they weren't as aggressive. Like, we started out with more than just this one piranha, but I mean, and they were all in the same tank whenever we got them. But it's just like you said, the aggression just comes out of nowhere. I mean, and they tear each other up.
Yeah. Okay. So next, Aquariums Anonymous. Hello. Thank you for stopping in, my friend. We've got a lot of info. I'm reading the chat, even though I'm not reading all the questions. A lot of talk about brands of filters that everyone likes and heaters, and I've had some of these filters before, but not all of them. Bam Aquatic says Hangin Aquaclear is what you call a regular ? I use primary primarily sponge filters. Not sure what you mean by regular. A lot of people use aqua clears. Yeah, I have another one as well, the Marine Land. It's okay. SC Fish Keeping has a 400. I have a 400-gallon tank like that for sale in my area. It's taller and not as deep. $4,500 is more than my hobby can swing. Yeah. I mean, I had a video. Actually, the one that I just came out on Friday is about like how to save money in the fish keeping hobby. Like, there's only one tank in my house that's brand new. I buy secondhand. I bought this 220. I just got this like 2 months ago. 220 stand, which I had to kind of fix up the corners and paint, but it's the stand that comes with it. The glass tops, the Fluval FX6, and it had only been running for a year. It looked brand new, and I paid $650 for everything. Like, that's the only way I can afford to do this. Like my 90-gallon over there, the light, the glass tops, the AquaClear 110, and the tank. I'm a sheet metal worker, so I made the stand, but $200. That's the only way I can do it. I'm not spending $450 on a FX6 either, so I totally get where everyone's coming from there. Melvin's Aquatic Empire is wondering, so Jeff, in 2019, would you do a rainbow fish tank and a goldfish tank, but also turtle tanks? So 3 questions in one. Oh, and HC Aqua is here. I just want to say hello. Hello over to Hawaii. How are you? Before you answer that question there, Jeff. Sorry, did you get that one? Rainbow fish tank?
I could probably see myself doing a rainbow fish tank. I got out of goldfish last year. I did some goldfish and some koi last year. I did an aquaponics setup down in the basement. I got a few videos on that. We've got turtles right now, but not aquatic turtles. We've got box turtles. Probably not get into turtles right now, so probably that would be a no to the goldfish and the turtles in 2019, but maybe possibly rainbow fish, because I've never kept rainbow fish before, and I can remember making that comment on Bob Steenpot's live stream, and he's like, "Ooh, I might ought to send you some rainbow fish then." You know, I mean, I love rainbow fish, so
I like rainbow fish too. I'm kind of picky about them. I've got some Bosmanis in here. Got some turquoise, and I think I have one red in here. Some of them are kind of plain looking, but some are cool. So now we're getting into some more of these medication quarantine questions. Hey guys, I was wondering how you'd handle a disease outbreak. What would you guys do first? Well, as far as disease outbreaks like ick, I turn it up to 86, put aquarium salt in, and I do use medication because I find that, well, I almost always use medication because I find that it works quicker. Like if you have ick on fish like clown loaches or like German blue rams and you don't treat it quick enough, they die on me. So I use medication on something like that. On something, if I had ick in another tank with like mollies or something, I probably wouldn't use medication because I know that they could handle 2 weeks of having it and then they'd get over it. But as far as like something that's wiping out my tank, knock on wood, I haven't experienced a mass disease like that before. I did have dropsy in a guppy tank once that had about 6 guppies in there and it killed 5 of them. There's no cure for dropsy, unfortunately, except for just removing fish out of there. But Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, the first thing I would do is figure out what it was. So like if I was having troubles determining what it is, what the disease outbreak is, you know, there's a lot of good books out there. There's a lot of good info. I'm really in with a lot of pretty good, well-versed YouTubers that I could send some pictures to. I could reach out to my community. I could send pictures to if I'm scratching my head on what it is, because I don't like to just medicate right away. Sometimes what I might do, I've always got a bunch of tanks that are cycled that are kind of empty. depending on what time of the year it is. But I might pull, like, let's say it's not necessarily just an outbreak, but there's like two or three fish that are showing. For instance, I had a platy in this 55-gallon. One out of probably 75 platies are in that tank. The only one in there, a female that had ick. She was big and pregnant and all stressed out, and I pulled her out of there and I put her down in a 10-gallon tank, and she made it through, and none of the other fish got ick. And I think it just had to do with she was just really, really stressed out. But I really I use medication as a last resort. And you've really got to know what it is. It's really hard to determine what things are, what the outbreak is,
I agree, because it is, and that's actually probably the most frustrating thing for most fish keepers, is trying to diagnose what's wrong with your fish. As far as do you quarantine or not, I do have a 20-gallon bare bottom tank that I got running constantly, which you put new fish in for a couple of weeks when I first get it, and if everything's going well, then they move into one of my other tanks. Dr. S wants to know if you can keep piranhas in Hawaii. I'm not sure. Maybe HC Aqua would know the answer to that. JH Aquatics uses marine salt over aquarium salt. And he says catfish don't like salt or meds too much. Yeah, so like the fish that don't like meds, like clown loaches and stuff. I know I was recently watched a video that Corey did, and he was saying that he does the full dose on it, which I have done, but it has also killed them. So I do the half dose still. SC Fish Keeping has another question. Is there a fish you think isn't covered enough on YouTube, like something there isn't just enough people keeping on YouTube? That's an interesting question. It's got to be some rare fish. Jeff, what do you think?
Goodness, that is a very, very good question. Nothing's really popping out. Nothing's really coming to mind, actually. That's a great question.
Maybe great white sharks.
Yeah.
Allison uses marine salt over aquarium salt because of JH's channel's video. Yeah, he's got a good series on a lot of medication that he's using right now. Melvin's Aquatics had turquoise rainbows with New Guinea rainbows last year in a 20-gallon long with golden barbs, celestial pearl danios, and serpia tetras. Cool. Oddball Aquatics, hello. Thank you for stopping in. And I think I said hello to Allison Chains. She is here as well. HC Aquatics says no can. I assume that is you cannot have piranhas in Hawaii. JH Aquatics likes to keep my quarantine tank 5 gallons to save on meds and save money. That's a good idea. Mine's a 20-gallon tank because I got it for free, and I needed a quarantine tank, so that became my quarantine tank. Trevor, my Plecos thinks sturgeon. Fish Topics uses Epsom salts to remove the fluid blockage. That's a great tip. Actually, I have another video out on how to treat swim bladder, and because I had an all tiger barb tank before, so I treated 3 of them. 2 of them made it, and then I treated my neighbor's betta, who was super bloated. And I just did the Epsom salt baths. So there's a couple steps. You got to have it like gradually into one, and then into more Epsom salt, back into the gradual one, and then back into the tank. And so far, I'm 3 for 4 on treating them, doing the salt baths. JH Aquatics, how can I get some of those wild guppies you're catching? Bam's wondering. Well, do we have any more questions for Jeff? Because we are just about at 1 hour here, I believe. Time is flying by as the questions are coming in. If we don't have, Aquafunk's wondering what I've got planned for 2019. I don't know. Hopefully just do this regular Wednesday night stream and try to keep pumping out the videos on Fridays and just keep having fun. As long as I'm having fun, then I'll keep doing the YouTube thing. I'm definitely going to keep doing the fish keeping thing because that's a huge passion of mine. So let's get one last question in for Jeff because we've hit the 1 hour mark. Joseph is asking, Jeff, what is your favorite Pleco that you keep and breed?
Well, my favorite Pleco that I keep is the L182 bristlenose, but I've only been keeping them since February, and they were only an inch long when I got them, so I haven't got them breeding yet. So I don't know. I guess it'd have to be my Super Reds, but I also like my common bristlenose because they're my stars to my Pleco versus food, and they throw out calicos and Super Reds whenever they breed. Their clutches have commons, calicos, and Super Reds in it, so it's kind of cool and kind of fun. But yeah, I guess that answers that.
I just want to quickly say hi to Sean as he jumped in late. Hey, Sean, how's it going, man? I just want to throw one last question in, Jeff, because I think it's a very, very important one, and it was asked by Dank Tanks. Who's your bestest homie in the fish fam?
Yeah, me and Dank talk on a daily, and yeah, it's good to have somebody like him in your corner.
Well, I just want to say thank you very much, Jeff, for coming on this Wednesday and hanging out with us. I know you're a busy guy. You've already done your own stream today. But check in with Jeff. He does Saturdays, Mondays, Wednesdays. So he does, I believe, 7 o'clock Central Time, Monday and Wednesday. Is that correct?
Monday is 8 Central after box. And then Wednesday and Saturday nights are at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I also upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time.
And what is the topic of the next video coming
out? Tomorrow's video is the livestock that I put in this lowboy tank up here. 50-gallon lowboy.
Cool. Well, I will be looking forward to it. So I just want to say thank you again. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this Wednesday. I had a great time, as always. I hope to see everyone back this coming Wednesday night. I think the Wednesday after that is Halloween. We're not going to do one on Halloween because I've got some kids to take trick-or-treating. But we will do one this Wednesday night. Jeff, once again, thank you very much, my friend. I had a great time, and happy fish keeping, everybody.